In this video, we're going to take a look at another one of Google Meet's activities that have been released, and this one is the Q&A feature. So again, on the left-hand side, we have the teacher view, and on the right-hand side, we have the student view. So let's go ahead and click on the activities icon. Remember that students also have the activities icon available to them, but only the host is able to start these features. So let's go ahead and on the teacher side, click on Q&A. What you have to do if you want your students to start asking questions, and they're able to, of course, type these, which allows you to get to them either in the moment, if students are too shy to raise their hand or even to interrupt you, or it allows you to get to those questions when the time is more convenient. So the first thing that you need to do on the teacher side is you need to turn on Q&A. Students do not have that option. In fact, really it's the host who is the only one that has that option, so you have to make sure that you are always the host of your Google Meets. So let's go ahead and turn that on. So once we turn it on, you can see that the student view changes. You as the teacher are able to ask a question, but more commonly your students will be the ones asking the questions. All right, so you can at times either turn it off or back on to either accept or deny questions coming in. You also have the option to order them in any way that you would like to. So let's go ahead and see what it would look like when a student asks a question. So probably the most common question we get as teachers, right? What are we doing again? So there is a question. Now, as the teacher, you are able to do a couple things. You can just mark it as hidden, you can mark it as answered, or you can even delete the question. Let's take a look at what it looks like for other students in the Meet. So I'm going to go ahead and open up another view and open up the activities. You can see by the green dot that Q&A is live at the moment. So another student sees this. Now the only difference between this student and the student that actually asked the question is that there's no delete option. If this student also has the same question, what they want to do is they want to upvote it. So they can click on the thumbs up, and then on the teacher end you can see how many votes it's getting, so that you can see how common the question is. If many students have the same question, encourage your students to always upvote it, and you can see I guess how urgent or how popular that question is in the moment. So what you can do then is you don't respond through text, you would just respond in the Meet vocally probably, unless you have some kind of a doc set up or whatever it might be. But really this is more for students to kind of just get their voice in without having to interrupt you, and this works really well, especially for students who might be a little bit shy or who don't really want to interrupt you in the middle of what you're saying. So what you can do is you can go ahead and answer the question. So you might say, okay, this is what we're doing right now, go to Google Classroom, whatever it might be, and as soon as you've answered that question, you can mark it as answered, and the students will see a little green check that says that the answer has been given. All right, so the student who asked the question also sees that. It says answered, and they also have the option to delete a question if they want to, but they don't really have to. They can just leave it there. What'll happen is at the end of your Meet, whether students have deleted their question or not, you will actually receive an email. And again, this is at the end of the Meet. So once you have completely closed out the Meet and everyone has left, Google Meet will email you a list of all the questions. It'll show you who has asked them. It'll show if you actually answered them. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to see if you've missed any questions so that you can then follow up with students via email or in person or whatever it might be to make sure that their question does get answered. So this is a really great tool, especially to encourage students to speak up and ask questions during class time. So once again, if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to help.